Hey, how are you? I'm Blevin Robinson with West Coast Cajun Cuisine, and today's video, shrimp and grits. Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time here and you're interested in learning how to cook authentic Cajun cuisine and comfort food, and just about anything for that matter, then you've come to the right place. Click that subscription button and that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Now today's video, shrimp and grits. And I'm going to show you my version of it, and there are many variations of this recipe, and you can find it anywhere from Texas all the way to South Carolina. And everybody's going to say theirs is the best. And honestly, to each their own. I'm just going to show you my version, and I hope you like it. So let's get to that recipe, and I'll see you in the kitchen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and pause it right here, grab you a screenshot of this recipe, or you can head over to westcoastcajun.com and download it from there. There is a spot on here that says Cajun Seasoning Blend. I will actually leave that recipe down in the description below. Alright, we're going to start off by getting our stock ready, and I'm going to heat up about a teaspoon of clarified butter. If you don't have clarified butter, you can go ahead and use olive oil. I will be coming out with a video soon showing you how to make your own clarified butter. But in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and sweat these vegetables a little bit, maybe for about a minute. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic. Do the same thing, just sweat it all down, maybe another minute or so. And then from here, we'll go ahead and add the shrimp shells. Once we get the shrimp shells in there, we're going to go ahead and give this a good mix. And then add the chicken stock, and then I'm going to add the seasoning. And then once I get that in there, yet again, we'll just go ahead and give it a good mix, make sure everything's well incorporated. And then I want to bring this up to a boil. And once it starts to boil, we'll drop the heat down to a simmer. Then I want to cover it. I'm going to let this simmer for probably about 45 minutes. Alright, so while that's simmering, I'm going to go ahead and heat up some oil in a frying pan at about a medium-high heat and add my andouille sausage. Now I'm just trying to get a nice color on here. I want to render some of that fat out of the sausage. And so once I do that, I'm going to remove all the sausage to a bowl. And then once I get all the sausage out of here, I'm going to go ahead and add the shrimp and saute the shrimp down in that fat that was rendered from the sausage. So I'm going to go ahead and get this spread out evenly and just get a nice char on each side of the shrimp. Just barely cook them all the way through. And then once I do that, same thing, I'm going to take the shrimp and remove them to a bowl. And then we'll go ahead and check out our stock. Alright, let's take the top off here. It's looking good. I'm going to give it a quick mix. And then I'm going to take it over to the counter and I'm going to strain it. So I'm going to pour this through a mesh strainer into a stainless steel bowl. Make sure to get all these little shells and stuff out of there until we're left with just a nice smooth shrimp stock. Alright, next I'm going to heat a frying pan up to about a medium heat. Add 2 tablespoons of clarified butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to go ahead and just give this a mix because now we're making a roux. And we're just going to keep mixing non-stop until we get a really light brown color. And then once we get to the desired color we want, we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables. And once I get my vegetables in there, we're going to go ahead and give this a good mix around for probably 5 minutes. I'm going to soften these vegetables up. And so once we do that, I'm going to add my seasoning. After I add the seasoning, we'll do the same thing. Give it a nice mix and mix it maybe another minute or so before adding the garlic. Now once the garlic gets in there, we're just going to give it a good mix, make sure everything's well incorporated. It's probably only going to take maybe a minute, and then we will add the shrimp stock. And once I get the shrimp stock in there, we're going to go ahead and give it another good mix. And once I get it well incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and let this simmer for maybe about 5 minutes or so. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some Worcestershire sauce, about a teaspoon or so. Make sure that's well incorporated, and then once that's done, we're going to go ahead and let that simmer, and now we're going to work on the grits. So I'm going to go ahead and add the milk and butter to the saucepan. Make sure that's well incorporated, and then let it come up to almost a boil, and then I'm going to go ahead and slowly stir in my grits. So once we get the grits in here. We'll get them nice and well mixed into this milk and butter and salt. And then once that happens, we'll go ahead and bring this up to a boil, and then almost a boil anyway. Drop it down to a simmer, cover it, and cook it per instructions of the box. So while the grits are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add the shrimp and the sausage to this nice little sauce that's been sitting over here simmering. So once I get that in there, I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and mixed. I got the heat on low right now, and so the timer just went off on the grits. So we're going to go ahead and give this a quick little stir here, and now I'm going to start adding the cheese. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cheese at a time, get it melted in there, get it nice and mixed in there, all the way until we use the last bit of cheese. So we're just going to keep going with the same process. Make sure it's all nice and melted, and then we'll add the last bit there, and then there you go, ladies and gentlemen, cheesy grits, and we're about to plate this up. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my take on shrimp and grits. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Now, question of the day. Have you ever had shrimp and grits before? And if so, did you enjoy it? Well, I'll tell you what, if you try out this recipe, you're definitely going to enjoy shrimp and grits. Go ahead and leave me those answers down below in the comments. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do me a favor and click on that big round logo that's going to be dead center of your screen. On each side of that, there'll be a video. Click on one of those, and it'll bring you to another wonderful dish from the channel. I'll see you guys next week with a brand new recipe.